Hello everyone, this will be quick, just a quick clarification teaching. So, I was just listening to a video and the topic of return to sender came up, and the way this person phrased what they were talking about, I had to go and ask the Lord to clarify. And I believe I've touched on this topic on this channel before. I forget if I have or not, but anyway. So here's what the Lord has told me. He told me that return to sender, how it's executed really makes all the difference, okay? If you're executing it yourself, the Lord says that that is out of bounds. He says that that falls under the category of vengeance. And we are told very specifically to leave room for the Lord's vengeance, to not take revenge ourselves. However, you can approach his throne of grace and ask him in the name of Yeshua the Christ of Nazareth. A lot of people forget that part. Yeshua told us that if we ask anything in his name with the right motive, and it's in alignment with his will, then it will be done, right? So you can approach the throne of grace and ask the Lord if it's his will for him to return to sender, so to speak. But you executing it on your own, see, there's a distinction there. So if you approach his throne of grace and you make a petition, you make a request for him to do something, that is within bounds. That is okay, that is permissible. But if you are in your own authority, even if you're claiming that you're doing it in the name of Yeshua the Christ of Nazareth, if you're just executing it on your own, the Lord says that that is considered, he considers that vengeance. He considers that witchcraft. You're crossing the line. So it's very important to comprehend the distinction here. If you go to his throne of grace and you ask him, Lord, if it's your will you please return this to the sender? I ask in the name of Yeshua the Christ of Nazareth, if it's your will you please return this to the sender? That's okay. That's permissible because you're asking him. You are in submission to him, to his authority. You're letting him decide. Okay? But if you're just declaring it, if you're just going, I don't know how to articulate this. If you're not making it a request to God, but you're just executing it, you're then crossing the line into vengeance, and you're then crossing the line into witchcraft because you're grasping at control. Because you're then taking the position of punisher. You are then retaliating. You are reacting, you are retaliating, you are then trying to punish. You are taking the position of basically God himself because you are judging something ultimately and then trying to do something in the spiritual realm to punish someone, okay? That's witchcraft. There's a difference here. I hope you comprehend the distinction that I'm trying to articulate to you, okay? So, yes, you can go to the throne of grace and you can ask in the name of Yeshua the Christ of Nazareth that if it's Yahweh's will, if it's his will, you can ask him if he would return it to the sender. But you're leaving it up to him. You're submitting to his authority. You're submitting to his judgment of what the situation is. That is permissible. That is within bounds. If you're just doing it on your own, you are crossing into revenge. You are crossing into witchcraft. If you have any curious questions, you're welcome to reach out via the comments or shoot me an email. I bless you all in the name of Yeshua the Christ of Nazareth.